In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the beautiful new fir trees from the John Next Door 2022 Christmas collection to make some simple cards. These work beautifully inside the lanterns, but I think these are probably one of the best things for making your quick and easier cards. Just having the 3 fir trees here with the letters is beautiful. Again, very, very simple. And again here, using the waste cutout from cutting those 3 white trees against a patterned paper, which is from the paper pad that's coming out in October, just to match beautifully and give you some really simple, quick cards. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got all the pieces sort of cut here, because mainly this is more of a construction job. The dies cut really, really simply. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the 3 largest dies in the set, and I'm just placing them diagonally across like this to get the most use of the card. So I'm just going to tape those down. There's actually 7 dies in the set, so if you wanted to, you can use all of them. And again, just placing them on the card. And I find this is one of the easiest ways to do them, is place them all so that you're using as little card as possible. And I'm just going to add these onto another piece of green. Because these are quite simple dies, you'll actually find that it will cut through 2 layers of the 250 GSM card. What I'm using here is the Crafts 2 Craft Artist Essential card in Field and Apple. So I'm just going to run these through my Kaleido. The dies will fit through your smallest die cutting machines. So if you've got something like the Spellbinder's Prism, these will fit absolutely perfectly. And I'm just going forward and back to give them obviously 2 opportunities to cut. We'll take our dies out. So you can see here, we've got really easily, these will pop out. Take that little bit off the edge. So I'm just going to pop the darker green field ones out of the card. Probably won't use all of the, in fact I think I'm only going to actually use 2 or 3 of these. But it's great to cut all of them if you can, because then you've got more for your quicker cards. And I actually keep a little box of all these, cut in all the different colours that I do them in, which is really useful when I need a quick card, or they make beautiful Christmas tags. So just popping these out. Just want to show you that all of them have cut perfectly through 2 layers. So there we go. We'll pop those ones away. So I've now got my trees. Really simple, really easy to use. And if I want to add a little bit of shading onto these and get a really sort of realistic look to them, I'm going to use a finger dauber. So really simple. And a little bit of the Craft Artist Quick Dry ink pad, and this is in cinnamon. It seems strange to be using a brown, but it really works just to tip the edges. So hold it in the air and just flick this lightly over the edges. And what this does is just lightly darkens them, shades them, and makes them look that little bit more realistic. And it takes the starkness off the card. Even on this lighter green, on this apple, the beige just works really, really well. So I'll do a third one, again holding in the air and just flicking the finger dauber with the ink over the edge, all the way around. Very, very simple. So we'll pop that away to one side. So I now have my 3 trees. So my little spares will all go into my box to be used for the next cards or the next projects. And what I've done here is I've just cut a piece of Craft Artist Essential card in coconut white down to 4 3/4 by 7 3/4, because it fits perfectly on a purchased 5 by 7 card blank. So really, really simple. And then using the press cut stitch dot banners, I've cut a couple of banners here, one in this beautiful burgundy, and this is the Crafts 2 burgundy linen card. Always should check my glue is working. And unusual for me, I'm going to flat mount it, so I'm just going to place this evenly in the top right hand corner. And these dies are a great way to use up all of the scrap. Here's a piece of tartan from the Craft Artist paper pad. This may not be out yet when you're watching the video, but this will be out for this Christmas. I've then got a wreath cut in gold from the John Next Door Christmas twig wreath die set, and I've just spray glued that to glue that on properly. A couple of strips of the 2 colours of green card. These have been cut to 1/2 inch, and it's just to make sure that we're bringing that green colour in. So I'm just going to add those on. If you want to get them straight, pop your card on your self-healing cutting mat with the lines on, and simply use one of the lines there to get it nice and straight against. And there we go, we'll pop those 2 on top of each other. And I'm just going to trim those down from the back. As I said, this is a brilliant way to use your scraps of card that you've got left. And then we have our 3 trees. And again, I'm going to flat mount these, just add a little bit of glue on the back down the center. I don't glue them everywhere because you want them to lift slightly to look as if they're, you know, they're more natural. If they're completely stuck flat, to me it doesn't ever really work. So number 1, number 2, and then I'm going to go with number 3, I think, just there. Nice and simple and easy. And then using the new ribbon letters, I've just cut happy, so Happy, and I've cut these in white with the outside lines and mounted this on another piece of the burgundy card. And we're just going to pop that on, keeping the idea of these straight lines working. So a very, very sort of simple card topper. Little bit of glue onto the back. And then flat onto your card blank. And these make the perfect cards to send out or give out at work. Let's just make sure that's glued properly. And you can make a series of these. These are great for selling because you can just make a series of them. If you want to add a little bit more detail, I've got some of the Craft Artist dewdrops here. So I'm just going to add 3 of those on, just to add that little bit of bling. They'd look beautiful with the bells as well. And there we go. Very simple, very easy, and fits within the sort of series of cards. And you can see here how the trees have just become the main feature of the set. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit the Crafting with John Next Door and Crafts 2 group on Facebook.